Hello. Welcome back to my one block world. Oh my goodness, we've come so very far, and today is about to be a very exciting day because we are working with our villagers. We last video, for the first time ever, cured ourselves some of these zombie villagers. So these guys used to be infected and now they're all nice and healthy. And these guys are going to be the start of our village empire, our villager empire. There's about to be so many villagers and it's about to be so very cool. And it starts with these two. So we are going to learn over the course of probably the next couple of videos, not only how to breed villagers, but also how to infect and then cure them, and how to deal with their trades and what trades you want them to have and all of that fun stuff. But before we can truly really get to starting this empire, I am going to have to have a little area for them to be in. Now, I think I'm gonna place them here because I'm currently expanding this area and I figure I might as well. But we are going to have a section where the villagers, just a group of villagers, are breeding. Honestly, I could set it up so it happens autonomously, right, without my input. Because if we have a villager that is a farmer, they're able to throw food to the villagers, and based on my limited research, if they have enough food than the villagers and have beds, they are willing to breed. So that could in theory work, but I also think at the same time, we only need a limited number of villagers. And after, we have that many villagers, we don't necessarily need more. So I don't actually think it's super important for us to set up a massive farm or anything like that. I think I'm going to start by just working with these two villagers that I have, just to learn a little bit more about villages or villagers, and see just how everything works in that process. But once I have these villagers set up, and by that I mean I've infected and re-cured them 5 times so that we have the cheapest trades, I will then probably work on getting just more of the villagers through breeding. So I think step 1 in this process is learning how we infect and cure these villagers. So I think that is mainly going to be what we focus on today, after of course we build this little area. And you might be wondering, if my main goal is to work with the villagers, why am I building this area? For one, I get distracted. For 2, I just like to be doing something while I'm just chatting, but also in this one block world, right, we started out on the one block, and if I don't build, nothing is ever going to get done, right? I'm the one who's going to have to build this land. I'm the one who's going to have to do this, so I might as well, get it done every once in a while and say, before I move on to the next part of this very exciting project, let's just place a couple blocks. Now this area I think is also a little bit easier because of the plan that we're going to use this for. I don't actually care too much about landscaping it. I think just a flat area will also work. And we've got, the dirt, so I think that is why today I focus on maybe just placing a couple blocks, dealing with our villagers. Getting these guys reinfected for the first time today would be quite nice. I'll have to isolate a zombie from my mob farm and have him set up somewhere that I can then lead the villagers to get reinfected. But other than that, I think it's a very quick and easy process. It will be my first time ever doing any of it, as so often is the case in this world, but I think that makes it a lot more interesting because I'm probably gonna mess up, and that keeps me interested, But that is, I guess, the goals for the next couple of projects in this world. But as you can see by me placing dirt today, and if you check any of my other videos, you can see I tend to get distracted with projects quite a lot because you never quite know what this one block world is going to throw at you. So we'll actually see how quickly we get it done, but also it's my first time working with villagers, so while I'm very excited to learn, maybe getting distracted along the way is also pretty good for me. And this way we get to pretty much expand our land. I was going to say we're pretty much doubling our land, but that is not the case, but we are very much increasing it. And so I think this is just a good little in-between video. We just spent forever curing villagers for the first time. I keep saying just villages, but we just spent forever There goes a piece of dirt. Learning all of that. So I think, you know what? Going back to our roots, you know, back into the dirt that we started with is a nice little change. And so here we go. I, at the very least, want to expand this to include this little edge, but preferably I want to include all the way over there. But I just don't know if I have the materials for that right now, nor the patience, I'll be honest. But now you're all hopefully sufficiently informed about what my plans are. Honestly, I just loaded up this world and I just wanted to place some blocks. At the end of the day, I just wanted to play some Minecraft. And that is more than enough. So we just placed some blocks. For a second I thought we were out of blocks, but then that felt rather quick. So I'm actually quite happy we are not currently out of blocks and we're able to just place a couple more. But yes, I'm excited. We get to expand the land. Whenever I make the land bigger, it gives me more freedom, because usually in Minecraft I love running around and exploring. So being in a one-block world has kind of limited me on that. But at the same time, now that I'm in charge, I get to build the land I will one day explore. And that in itself is also kind of fun. Do I have torches? I do. That's wonderful. Let's light it up before I forget. Because we don't want this to turn into a mob farm. We already have some of those. We do not need any more. There we go. We're almost done with this first part of the project. But then I think we'll probably just expand. I think today we just worry about this for now. Just go back to our roots of the traditional nice little one-block world. I am very excited to work with villagers, but also we need more projects. I need other things that I can focus on. So if you have anything you want to see me build in this world, any other parts of Minecraft you think could be fun to explore, definitely let me know. This world is a first for me for a lot of stuff. It's my first time wearing netherite, it's my first time making potions, my first time working with villagers. So a lot of the more technical aspects of Minecraft, this is my first time really exploring them. So if there's any other aspects like that one that you think would be fun to explore a little bit, or to watch somebody learn, or that you need to learn and you would love somebody else to show you what that's like, definitely let me know. Because that is the way we all get better at Minecraft, by just trying new things sometimes. And there we go. Everything is nice and lit up. I do love this world. I say it all the time. I say it pretty much every time I'm here. But it's just such a wonderful little place to be in, and to know I'm able to sprint, jump, run across all of this area. But also it only exists because I put it there. Okay, there is a zombie in there. There's in fact 2 zombies. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this boat. Then I'm going to... But I do need to replace some of these at the very least. Do not hit me. Okay, I guess hit me. Okay, I think nothing should be able to get out of there right now. Mr. Zombie, we are going on an adventure. Good thing I never installed or enchanted thorns onto this outfit. That would be a little bit of a nightmare. Now you are about to get a very special place. Right for you to call home. In a second. I didn't want this to be here. I wanted you to actually be turned around. Just because I think it'll look nicer. No actual reason, I'll be honest. And then we go backwards into this wall. Beautiful. You are about to get a roof over your head. Do not worry, I shall not let you burn. But this zombie is going to be here because he needs to be here. That was a great sentence. No, he's gonna be here because he needs to infect our villagers. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, that he should not be able to despawn because he has stuff in his hand. And when they are holding items, mobs are not able to despawn. If that is not the case, then he's about to despawn and it'll be devastating. but I think we'll be okay. I do also think I can give him a name tag if I need to. But you are going to exist in this little box. I think he should be good to not burn right now. And then you should be able to infect all of the mobs. That will... Well, only the villagers, preferably. But I gotta make sure that my free roaming villagers do not get too close to here. But you are gonna stay right here. And then when I get the other villagers, they're gonna come here, get infected. I might set up like a little system where they are in like a minecart that stops them like right here, and then they get infected and I'm able to push a button to get them away. I think that will be a nice little semi-automated system. And then we're gonna have to get a little setup. We're gonna have to set this up over there so that we're able to then cure all of the villagers as quickly as possible. So that, I think, is my minimal effort, minimal automation setup for this little experiment. I know I could fully automate it with villager breeding as a first step, and then having them go in their minecarts. What just happened? Oh, it's a child. Oh, the worst kind of surprise. Right, I did say nothing could get out, but that's only of all of these varieties. Oh my goodness. That is the one thing I will say about having good tools. They work so quickly that they kind of just break everything. Okay. There we go. I forgot that children could escape like that. Anyway, I lived. I lived to tell the tale. Okay, here we go. I forget what I was saying, but it was something about my minimal automation setup. But I think this is a nice way for me to kind of expand my skills a little and set up some sort of automation for this. But for the main part, keep it pretty simple, easy to understand. It's my first time working with villagers. Let's not overcook this right now, you know? Let's just take it one step at a time. But I think we can probably set a lot of that up today. I think I want to maybe figure out the rails and the minecarts. It's going to cost me a little bit of iron, I think, but other than that, we should be able to get most, if not everything, we need. I have more iron in a different chest. Let's see. I want some of these. Do we have access to powered rails? I'd assume we just need redstone. No, okay. What do we need for a powered rail? We need gold. Okay. That I do also have as well. So we don't need to smelt this. We do not need that much gold. We really just need like 1 or 2 powered rails. So this should do for now. Okay, and then I would like a minecart or 2. And I'm going to need to get myself just a couple of levers. Now, do I know how to craft levers? This is always 50-50 shot for me. Is it the sticks at the bottom or the cobblestone? It is the wrong way around, but here we go. This will work. I am going to craft just a couple of these. Just to power the stuff that we need to power. Let me make a couple more. And we just do this. Okay. Perfect. Now we get to see if any of the thinking and planning I've not done is going to pay off. I really went, you know what would be fun? Doing this with rails. Did I watch a single tutorial on how to do this? No. But I feel like through osmosis or something, I've probably picked up enough knowledge to do this. So now we are going to do this. Okay. So I would like for them... How do I make them stop? What if I do something like this? Right, this is where I put the villagers in. And then with one of these, I can have it go. No. But I can just push it, right? Do I need this to be here? No. Okay. And then it stops because there's nothing here. Whoa, okay. We're learning as we go. And then what if I do something like this, right? How does this work? Okay. What if I do this? Could I watch a tutorial for this? Yes. Will I? No. And then it does stop. And then I'm able to just push it for it to keep going. So it's, you know, semi-automated. And then over here is where we will probably just cure them so they can, you know, stop existing as well, or stop being in their powered rails. And then I need some place to collect them. Currently they've all just kind of been sitting in boats. So at the very least I need to set up a way for boats to continue to contain them, because I like boats better than minecarts because I can just get in the boat and move them. So I don't know what I'm gonna do about that, but that seems to be a problem for the future. And by the future I mean as soon as I finish this little section. And then we can check with one of our villagers to see if this process is somewhat functional. I'm gonna have to take the villager all the way out there in a boat, then get them into the minecart, and then we'll see if it works. And that is our tried and tested scientific method to see if this experiment will work. We'll just try it. See how far it gets us. Okay, we're almost there. I've almost finished stalling. And then we'll be able to continue with this endeavor. I think it'll work. I think I've made a functional system. Will it be the most streamlined, most effective method ever? No. But I think it'll get the job done. And that is all we really need. Okay. You, good sir, are gonna come with me. We're going on a little bit of an adventure. We are going to get you infected. Yes, I know. Free choice and all that. Feel free to leave, but there's no way off of this island. So I'm afraid it's only the illusion of free choice. There's nowhere else for you to go, so I'm afraid you're gonna have to listen to me. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm gonna put this guy here. Oh, you did not need a job. In fact, I would prefer it if you didn't have a job. But I don't really know how villagers work, so I think it's gonna have to be the way it is right now. And then because I don't want him to leave, I'm gonna box him in. Could this be done better? For sure. Will it be done better? Absolutely not. Okay. You should be able to do this right now. Okay. We'll figure out a way to streamline this system at some point. You are now free to go into that minecart. That is the only freedom you have. Okay. And now, are you close enough to the zombie to get infected? Okay, we move it a little bit closer. We shift out of there. Can you get infected? Okay. Okay, so I've done research, which I really should have done before this started this challenge, but also, why would I do that? There's a couple things I'm gonna have to change about my current methodology. Number one, if I would have done this, he would have burned the second he turned into a zombie villager. So, not what we're looking for. Then the second thing that is important, what happened to my, oh, I put the boat away. I don't want him to be whatever profession he is now, because then his profession, I believe, is locked in. So I do kind of want to have him not have a profession. And other than that, perhaps... Oh, I killed that guy. That's okay. I didn't need him right now. Other than that, I don't really know. I think I'd have to get them a little bit closer so that that works out a little bit better. But that is some... Oh, you didn't... I don't want you to go that way, actually. I'd like for you to get in this boat. Okay. So I think I'll have to continue working on this next time. Like I said, this guy needs to not have a job. And after that, we'll figure out what we can do. Let me try and see if I can get you a job. It probably wasn't the greatest idea doing this right next to where I have 3 different job opportunities posted out for them. But now he should be unemployed. What are you employed to? I'll figure something out, but I think I unfortunately need to do a little bit more research before I can truly start working with this guy. Now you're unemployed. Perfect. Okay, so we can try again next time. Get a new zombie. Get the system a little bit closer so that there's less of a gap. And then I think it should work. But you know what? It was a good first attempt. I will, like I said, have to do a little bit more research, but I just wanted to try and see what I could do with the limited knowledge I already had before necessarily doing a bunch of research. Because sometimes it's fun to try on your own. If you have any tips or tricks to make this work, definitely let me know. As you can tell, I could definitely use some help, but I'm enjoying learning as I go along, and hopefully you're enjoying as well. If you did enjoy, feel free to like, comment, or subscribe. I do always appreciate all of your support, and hopefully I'll see you again very, very soon in this world or the next. Alright, have a good one. Bye-bye!